Alright, and hello everyone, it is me, Jay Burns, and in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you all how to make this bracelet right here. This bracelet is my own original design, and it is called the Shift in Perspective bracelet. So why I decided to name it that? It's actually named after a song, just like my The Vine bracelet, which I have an example of right here. And that's because, well, the Vine bracelet was named after a song, and I decided to name this bracelet after a song by the same artist. And it's not exactly a song yet, it's kind of a preview. So I won't be having a link to it in the description, but if you just want to search it up, then that's on you. But anyway, this is the Shift in Perspective bracelet, and I'll be showing you how to make it on just a hook. And here's another example that I have here. This is the first one that I made. And yeah, so to make this bracelet, you're going to need a hook. Any hook should work for this design, so I'm actually going to switch out my hooks here. Alright, so I'm going to be using this Rainbow Loom plastic hook. Then, you're going to need clips, and you're going to need 4 clips for this design. I used 4 clips here on this one. And then here on my other example, where I actually closed off the bracelet, I also have 4 clips. Then of course you will need rubber bands, and there are 3 groups. So I'll go ahead and explain what each one is. The A group or the A bands, they are going to be the middle bands. So they're going to be here in the very middle of the bracelet, and they are black here in this example. Then the B rubber bands are going to be all the bands on one side of the bracelet. So here they are the mango bands. The C rubber bands are going to be all the other bands here on the other side of the bracelet. So the B color bands would be the mango bands, and then the C color bands would be the turquoise bands here on the other side. And yeah, so in the description I'll have the number of each group of band there is in this bracelet for about 1 inch or 1 centimeter of the bracelet, depending on what measuring you use, and that'll be in the description. So go ahead and use the pause button so that you can get the supplies you'll need, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, so to begin making the bracelet, you're going to need to start with your A color bands, or the bands that'll be in the middle of the bracelet, so the middle bands here, the black ones. And we're going to start by taking an A color band and making it a cap band here on our hook. So to do this, we're going to put the band on our hook like so, twist the band while it's on our hook, and that new shape you create here that's not on your hook, you'll go ahead and put it on there. Now you've got a cap band. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a single chain with our hook. That's really easy to do, so I'm only going to show you how you do it 2 times, because it's really easy. All you do is you just take an A color band and put it on the actual hook part of your hook, like right here, just like so. You take the band that's already on your hook, so that was on there before, in this case it's our cap band. We're just going to take that band that's there, pull it onto the new band that we're adding. There we go, slide it on there. And then once the new band, or once the band that was already on the hook, or the old band, is on the new band, we'll put the other end of this new band onto our hook as well. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you one more time how you do it. You take an A color band, you put it on the hook part of your hook, just like so. Then you slide the old band, or this band that's already on your hook, you slide that onto the new band that you're adding right now. And then once it's on there, you can put the other end of this new band onto your hook as well. And the pattern just repeats over and over. So what you're going to do is you're just going to add however many bands you need, which you should have figured out by using the description. Or you can just get however many bands you need to make yourself a single chain, or a little bit more. So just go ahead and continue. I'm just going to add a few more bands. Alright. So I'm not going to be adding too many bands for just the sake of the length of this tutorial. So once you've made your single chain as long as you need to make it, we're now going to go ahead and grab one of our clips. And we're just going to pretty much just close off here. We're just going to attach the clip to this last band here on our hook. And once our clip is on, you can take the band off your hook. And now you got your single chain. Now we're going to start adding the rest of the bracelet here. So we're going to go ahead and get our B color bands. Some of our B color bands. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook and we're going to come down here to the end of the single chain where we have our cap band. Now what we're going to do is you'll want your cap band to be kind of, it needs to look like this. So it needs to look like two little loops. So another way the cap band would look is like this. Just a little circle. You'll want to kind of adjust your cap band so that it looks like two separate little loops, like so. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook and stick it through one of these two loops, get a B color band, put it on our hook, and just like, it's pretty much the same as adding or looming a single chain, we're going to take this old band and put it on the new band, and then put the other end of the new band on your hook. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is, it might be a little bit difficult at first, but you want to turn your single chain so that it is, so what we had done before is we had split the cap band so it looked like two loops. So you want the other loop that you didn't put on your hook, you want that to be pointing away from you. You want to be looking at the side of the single chain that is facing towards you. That's very important. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our hook, and as you can see there are two sides of the single chain when you have it pointing towards you like this. There's the left and the right. We're going to be starting here on the right. And to do this, or what we're going to do, is, so you want to kind of turn your single chain a little bit to the left, towards the left like this. And as you can see, you can kind of see three different little loops, and then there's that fourth band in the back. But there's this one over here on the far left, one in the middle, which is closest to you, and then one here on the far right. And then the fourth one is just in the back, that you can't really see it here on camera. What we're going to do is that third loop, or that middle loop there that's closest to you, when you kind of turn it a little bit, you turn your single chain, you're going to stick your hook going through there. So whenever you have your single chain with that front loop facing towards you, you have your hook going only through one little part of the single chain. So as you can see over here, you don't have your hook going through these two bands, or these two little loops, and here in the back you don't have your hook going through this little loop. Only one little loop here on the single chain. Then what you're going to do once you have that on there is you're going to take another B color band, pull these other bands that were already on your hook, so including this new little loop we added on, we're going to take all of them and put them on the new band. Then put the other end of this new band onto our hook as well. Alright, so just like what we did before, we have that loop facing towards us. Our single chain is going to look a little messy. But what we're going to do is we're going to move up to this next link in the single chain. And we're going to turn our single chain a little bit to the right, or to the left, sorry. And we're going to do the same thing again. So this middle loop here that's closest to you, you're going to stick your hook going through that, and that loop only. Hopefully you saw that, so I'll do it again. Turned a little bit. Oop. And you put your hook going through that loop only. Then once you've done that, you'll get another band, put it on the actual part of your hook, pull it through all the bands that were on your hook before, so those old bands, and then just like you're adding a single chain. And that's pretty much what we're doing. We're pretty much adding a single chain into another single chain. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyway, I'll go ahead and show you what we're supposed to do 2 more times, and then I'll just finish up here the rest of my single chain, and then I'll show you what to do on the other side. Alright, so you have your single chain with the loop that you, so the side of the cap band that you have your first B color band going through, you want that side to be of the single chain facing towards you. And you can kind of see it if you already have the 3 B color loops here, the 3 B color bands already in the single chain. You can kind of see what little loop we're grabbing on our hook. So you can still twist the single chain a little bit so that you can see. So you twist it a little to the left, and then grab that middle loop there, put it on your hook, and only that one, no other one. And so it should kind of look the same as the other loops here that are below it. You can see these this side of the bands here in the front. So the side that you can see here on the front, this side, the right side, should kind of look like it's being pulled up a little more than the left side. So you can kind of use that to compare. But once you have that single chain loop on your hook, you'll get another B color band, and just add it like you would a single chain loop. All those old bands go on the new band. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and explain what you do one more time. So this side here, where you have the first B color you added, that side of the cap band, make sure that's facing towards you. You're going to go up to this next loop here, and you can kind of turn the single chain towards the left a little bit, so that you have this one loop here that's closest to you, and you can put your hook going through that. And only through that one little loop there. Then you're going to get your hook, or then you're going to get a B color band, put it on your hook like so, and add that B color band just like you would a single chain band, or just like a single chain. And that's all you do. So you're just going to go ahead and continue this all the way up the right side of this front side, we'll call it. So the B bands are on the front. All the way up this side of the single chain until you get to the clip, and once you get to the clip, I'm going to show you what to do then. So if you're still confused, just go back a couple minutes in this tutorial to where I am explaining what to do. And yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see here, I've looped those B color bands through here on one side, or I guess I should say one part here of the single chain, and I've gone through the very last band here in the single chain, and I have no more bands to loop through. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to get another clip and attach it to this B color band that is here on our hook. And once the clip is on, you can take the band off your hook, and we have our first part here of our shift in perspective bracelet. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our B color bands now. And we're going to do it on the left side of this front side here. So, it's very important that you look here, down here where your cap band is, and you want to make sure that you have that same side that you had before with your first B color band going through it. You want to make sure you have that same side of the cap band facing towards you again. So what you'll do is you'll take your hook, go through this first loop here. So through that little loop there, get a B color band, put on your hook, and slide that cap band onto your hook. Just like that. Then, just like what we had done before, we're going to find the first link here in the single chain, and we're going to just go into, okay. Alright. So, unlike before when we had turned the single chain a little bit to the left, this time we're going to turn it a little bit to the right. And so you'll just be grabbing that right there. And once you've got that, you're going to get another B color band, put it on your hook, and just slide all these bands here onto the new band, put the other band on just like a single chain. Then we're going to do the same thing. Then we're going to do the same thing again for this next link. So we have the front of our bracelet facing towards us, that cap band with the first B color bands going through it. And instead of turning it slightly to the left, we're going to turn our bracelet slightly to the right this time. And here, it's that link, so we're going to put our hook going through that one. Then, get another B color band, put it on your hook like so, and slide all these bands that are already on your hook onto this new band. Alright. And well, that's pretty much all we're going to do here for the other side of this single chain. We're going to do, it's basically the same thing we did here on the right side, but now we're just doing it on the left side. And instead of turning the bracelet slightly to the left, we're going to turn it slightly to the right to figure out which little loop we're grabbing. So just go ahead through the rest of this side of the single chain and use the pause button if you need to. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that shakiness there. But anyway, once you've finished, so here on this side with the cap band, so this little loop of the cap band, which has both of your B color single chains starting in it, here's what that side of the bracelet should look like. The other side, if you've done this correctly, should look like kind of like 3 single chains just right next to each other, like a triple single. And then this side should look like this, and the other side should look like this. Alright, so once you've checked and you know you're doing it correctly, go ahead and get another clip and attach it to this band here on your hook. And once it's on there, take that band off your hook, and now we're going to start the other side, and now we're going to get all of our C-color bands. So, just like what we did here on the front side of our bracelet, we're going to do the exact same thing here on the back side of our bracelet. And it's going to be a little bit easier this time because we already have some of the parts of that original middle single chain being used for the front side of our bracelet. So all we have are 2 loops to go through when we add our C-color bands. So you'll see exactly what I mean in just a second. So get all your C-color bands, and now we're here on this other loop of the cap band, which has no bands going through it except for these A-color bands for the original single chain. But anyway, we just have this loop here for our cap band. We're just going to stick our hook going through there, get a C-color band, put it on our hook, and slide it through. Pull it through there. Alright, so just like we did before, we're going to go ahead and start with the right side. So what you're going to do is, you only have these 2 loops to grab from, because the others are being used by the B-color bands. So you're just going to stick your hook going through that right loop here of the A-color band. Yeah, so that right loop there, you're just going to stick your hook going through that. Then you're going to get another C-color band, and just like you did before, just pull it through all those bands, just like you are making a single chain. Now you're going to move on to the next link in the single chain and do the exact same thing. We're going to use our hook to go through the right side of this middle single chain here. Get another C-color band, pull it through all these loops, and then the other end on, just like we're adding a single chain. And I'll go ahead and explain one more time. So the right side, stick your hook going through there, get a C-color band, attach it, and then pull all those bands through. And you'll just do that going all the way through this middle single chain until you get to the end. So I'm going to go ahead and continue, use the pause button if you need to, and yeah. Alright, so you want to go through that very last loop there. Oh, sun's behind the clouds. I was like, what's going on outside? Anyway, and once you've gone through that entire right side there, we're going to get our last clip and attach it to these bands here on our hook. And once it's on there, you can take your hook off of those bands. And now we're going to add the last single chain we need for our bracelet. So, we're going to get the remainder of our C-color bands. And from that same side of the cap band, which has our first C-color bands going through it, we're going to stick our hook in that same loop, get a C-color band, pull it through, and then we're going to work on the left side of this A-color single chain, or the middle single chain here. So there should only be one little part left, one little piece left for this last chain here. So we're going to go into this first link of the single chain, only that left side there, that left little loop. Then we're going to get another C-color band, put it on our hook, and slide all these bands onto that new band. Just like we're adding a single chain. Then again here on this next link, put it going through that left side, only that little left loop there. Get another C-color band, put it on your hook like so, and pull everything through. And yeah, that's pretty much all you gotta do for the left side here. So go ahead and add the remainder of your C color bands, and then I'll show you and explain what to do once you finish. Alright, so you're going through that last loop there, adding your last C color band, and like I had said before in the tutorial, you only need 4 clips. Well, all 4 of your clips are being used by the bracelet right now. What you can do right now is you can actually take that middle C clip, so that C clip that's attached to the middle single chain, the A color bands, you can take that clip off of those bands now. There we go. And then once you take it off, you can use that clip for this end of the last single chain, the last C color band chain here. And once you put the clip on that band, you can take it off your hook. And now you don't need your hook anymore. So you may need to do a little bit of adjusting so that the middle single chain kind of sticks out about the same amount on both sides, because sometimes it'll be sticking out a lot on one side and then on the other side you can barely see it, so you might need to do a little bit of stretching and adjusting. And once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and attach the ends of the bracelet to the beginning. So yeah, so we're going to be using these 2 B color band clips, we'll call them. We're going to be attaching them to the B color bands here at the beginning of the bracelet. So this B color band clip that's here on the right, we're going to attach it to the right single chain. So just bring it up. Bring it up to that clip, attach it. Then this B color band clip here on the left side, we're going to attach it to the left B color single chain. And it's a little bit tricky to do, because you have to grab both sides of that band. There we go. And then for the C color band clips, we're going to do the same thing again, or the same thing for them, except we just need to stretch them a little bit more to go over the B color bands. So just like before, the right clip will go for the right side and the left clip will go on the left side. So just go directly across like so. There's one. Where's the other side? There we go. There's one. There's 2. Alright. So anyway, once you've gotten that, you got all the clips attached and all that stuff, now you can put your bracelet on. I don't really have a bracelet, I just have a little ring, so I guess that's actually it for this tutorial, so now it's time for the outro. So, I would like to thank you for watching my tutorial. Hopefully it showed you how to make the shift in perspective bracelet successfully. Hopefully now you have your bracelet and you're wearing it. I think it's pretty cool and stuff. And yeah, if you like this bracelet, then you should try making the vine bracelet, which uses a similar technique, which is basically looking at the single chain as 4 different little individual loops instead of just a single chain loop. So it's a little complicated. I'll have a link to the vine bracelet tutorial in the description if you want to check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this tutorial, other than thanks for watching and bye!